Right now, today, you're seeing a lot of people still lose their jobs and continue. Like it's continuing. But along with a lot of people losing their jobs and being let go, laid off, whatever how you want to frame it, at the end of the day, you're not waking up the next day to another job unless you already set up with another job. But we're seeing even getting closer to the holidays. Thanksgiving is right in the corner. Christmas is going to be right there as soon as you blink. In layoffs, the regular employees at a job is not the only ones that are affected. It's other people that are affected too. Other companies that are associated with a company that have contracts or whatnot, they're affected too. A lot of people. These layoffs go further than what you think they go. You think just the employees are the ones that are let go. Matter of fact, listen to this guy right here.
So this is it. This is my final video as an Amazon delivery driver. The day has finally come and it's been a good 3 years. All things eventually come to an end and my DSP closed much more earlier than expected. So I haven't been to work for a few weeks now. We can get into that first and then we'll talk about my journey and experience as an Amazon delivery driver throughout these years. Was it a waste of time? Did I enjoy it as much as I portrayed it? Or was it even worth it? And then we could talk about what's next for me in the future. New job, UPS, post office. Anyways, let's start with my Amazon DSP closing early. On October 15th, 2025, during the stand-up meeting, an announcement.
I'm going to let him finish, but this goes to show you that it's no loyalty. It's no type of, I don't even want to call it respect. I think we're in a place now where as though you have more and more companies now looking at their top priority. Their top priority is to make money. That's all it is. Make money, make money, make money, make money. Pandemic showed you how much money Amazon made. It was in the billions. It's ridiculous. But now the economy is slow. Now that AI's been implemented, now you're starting to see companies starting to say, bye, we're folding. We can do without you. No ifs, ands, or buts. And you notice he had short notice. They don't care. That's why you have to do right with your money. Have to.
Was made by my manager that him, the owner, and his business coach decided not to renew the contract for our DSP, thus ending our contract with Amazon, meaning that everyone on my team is essentially getting laid off. We're going out of business. During that stand-up meeting, my manager also announced that our last day would be November 15th, 2025, giving the team a 1 month's notice. Look, no one wants to lose their job, but getting a 1 month's notice from a DSP is actually a lot of time, if that was the case, which it wasn't. There's a subreddit on Reddit for Amazon delivery drivers, and there's a lot of stories that you hear and see about DSPs closing, and drivers only get a 2 weeks notice, a 1 week's notice. Sometimes they would get fired the day of. They would do their route, and when they got back to station, they found out they didn't have a job anymore. So getting a 1 month's notice was a pretty sweet deal if you ask me, if that's what were to happen. November 1st, 2025, 2 weeks after the announcement, I head to work. It's Saturday, I'm scheduled to work. When I get to the parking lot, I notice that there isn't as many cars as there should be.
Now, I'm going to tell you this from experience. When you go somewhere, me being a truck driver, and I go to a lot of places, I'm going to tell you this, and I picked up on this. I noticed that the more companies I started going to, you start to get acclimated to how they operate, how they run. You get used to seeing the parking lots filled. I went to one company and I remember seeing the parking lot so empty. And I was like, damn, this is a little crazy. Like, I guess they was off. I don't know. It wasn't even a holiday. As soon as I got to the building, I backed up to the dock. It took maybe 20 minutes to get somebody. And I was like, damn, what is going on? Like, it felt like nobody was there. Next thing you know, somebody answered the door. And I was like, as soon as he opened the door, and I was like, yo, where everybody at? He said, man, they let go like half the company. He said, we might not even be here next month. I'm like, whoa, for real? He was like, yeah, dog, Goes to show you, man, you never know the financial state a job is in. Like, you don't know the revenue. You don't know what's going on with these companies. All you know is you show up to work, and next thing you know, anything can change. Anything. We're seeing it.
Like, the parking lot's empty. Usually I see my coworkers' cars, and I don't see Diego's Camaro. Mike got a new Kia Stinger, and I didn't see that, so I get a little suspicious. I go inside and I don't see anybody. The whiteboards are white. Usually there's writing. The desk is cleared out, and there's no one here. So I pull up the Sling app. The Sling app is the app we use for work. I'm assuming it's kind of like Slack. You could check your shifts, any important notifications. You can message your coworkers. So I log in and I see a notification from my dispatcher on the chat room that there's no work today. And I didn't get the notification because my Sling app always logs me out every like 2 weeks. Sling app team, please fix that. I'm like, whatever, I drive to work, no work, whatever. So I'm like, see you next week. Saturday is like the last day of the week, so. Saturday is also the day that the schedule gets posted for the next upcoming week. So you know what days you're supposed to come to work. Here's a screenshot of what it looks like when the shifts haven't been posted. And then here's a screenshot when you get your posted shifts. The schedule doesn't get posted Saturday, and then Sunday comes around and...
Now, this is one thing I want you to also understand, because I peep what he's talking about. The communication. This is basically what he's talking about. We deal with it. I deal with it when we have an app through our phone. I don't know if everybody runs this way, but the company I'm with, we run the same way. But just because we run the same way, we might not operate all the same, because Amazon is huge. They got endless amounts of employees, a lot. But this is the thing where I'm going to say that this is where companies don't give a damn. You notice how no one bothered to even call, send a text. They had people contact information on file. They don't care. All they know is the big wigs are not the ones doing the firing. They're doing the firing, but you never will see them. You will never see them. They send supervisors, other people that are under them to do that. They service that. They're cutthroat. So when they do that, you're looking for some type of communication. It's none. They cut all communication. You find out like he did. You show up to work, things are looking a little off. You just imagine going into your phone and you find it out, no work today. No work. Okay. But thing is, he drove to work. Even though he's in good spirit, but at the end of the day, it's still gas you burnt up. You took your time to get dressed. You're in uniform. You go to work for no work. They know that everybody is not going to get that. They know how these programs work. They know that if you don't check your phone, most likely you're never checking your phone for those type of services, because we build off of handhelds. So you could care less. You worrying about your handheld once you get to work, especially if you take the handheld home. It's just the way it is. So just to let you know that you don't see these companies really give a damn, and they really showing people that they don't give a damn, and it's making people look at life and crash out. And when I say crash out, it's not that they're crashing out because they just no self-worth. What happens is people are struggling bad today. When you're seeing all these layoffs, people dedicate their life. They work through weekends. They work overtime. Companies don't care. Don't care.
And there's another notification that there's no work Sunday either. Things are kind of strange now. You see, sometimes this station closes randomly on random days. One time there was no power, so we couldn't come to work. Another time there was a big water pipe that broke on the main street and no one could get access to this building, so we closed down for that day too. So I didn't really worry too much, but 2 days in a row with just saying there's no work is what's going on. So Saturday and Sunday we don't work. Monday comes around, the schedule still hasn't been posted. So I texted one of my coworkers, Mike. I'm not sure if it's a me problem or everyone. So I messaged Mike. I'm like, yo, Mike, it's Chris. Did you get the work schedule for this weekend or this week? What's up, Chris? Nah, I didn't. I think it's gonna be posted late. I think Mike has some days on the front half meaning Sunday through Wednesday. I was like, okay, maybe Mike knows something I don't. Maybe he got a call because he works one of those days, and yeah, they talked to him and they left it out of the group chat. So it kind of eased my anxiety. It eased my anxiety for like 20, 30 seconds, because after that text he sent, or maybe not even at all. Now I know it's just not me. We're on the same boat. And then next day, Tuesday, we finally got the breaking news. Through the Sling app, in the main chat room, I got a message from my manager. This is what he sent to all the drivers. Team, I appreciate everyone who worked for CWLG because we are shutting down earlier than expected. I'd rather everyone switched over to another DSP and work than to miss potentially more days waiting for us to return. I'll reach out to other DSP owners and make sure they are willing to take mostly anyone who is interested. Again, I enjoy and appreciate everyone who joined Can't Wait Logistics. Some of y'all will hear from me soon. And yeah, that 1 month's notice.
You see what I'm talking about? I didn't even see the whole video, and I already know how they operate. Did you notice how never once they even informed him or anybody in the beginning? But did you notice now that everything is starting to hit the fan, everybody's now starting to be like, wait a minute, what is going on? Why is there no work? Like, what's going on? Or is somebody going to let us know something? Then all of a sudden now, management all of a sudden want to kick in. They kick in and they basically like, hey, it's a little different right now. We about to start making some changes. Instead of saying we making changes, they try to make you feel it's like they try to soothe you. Say, oh, we're going to switch over to another application. They already know they was cutting. But they do certain things subtle. I don't know if they do it to try to ease the wound, try to slow things down. I don't know what it is. But at the same time, it lets you know that we are definitely in bad predicaments right now. And for most people, they need to understand that it's no love out here for employees. All right, so stay up and be safe. And if you watch this whole video, like and subscribe, baby.